When it comes to finding someone special that we can have a fulfilling relationship with, we have to date, okay? There is no way around it. Now, while plenty of us know how to go out on dates, not that many of us actually know how to date in a way that leads to something that we want, like commitment, like being exclusive, like having something substantial. And part of dating is knowing how to find and choosing someone who wants a commitment like we do. And there's two elements to this. The first is attraction and the second is vetting. Now, chances are, if you're somewhat of an attractive woman, right, then you have no issue attracting a variety of different guys. But then that hasn't led to what you want and you're really bored of wasting your time. Well, I'm gonna go through how to refine what you're putting out there so that when men look at you, they go, oh, she's girlfriend or wifey material. And that any guy who's just looking to have fun and sleep around, he gives you a wide berth and he stays far away from you. But before we get into that, you know I love having one-to-one sessions with you guys. So if you want to have your first session with me, just click in the link below. So the question is, refining what you attract, does it come down to how attractive you are? Does it come down to how you do your hair or how you do your makeup? Well, ultimately what it comes down to is how you dress. Why is this important? Well, of course, yes, you want to look nice and you want a man to think that you're attractive. But if you meet a guy while you're at a bar when you're out and he's talking to you, or you're on an actual date, then he already finds you attractive, otherwise he wouldn't be there. This is all about the impression you want to make and how you intend to move forward. Dress sexy instead of provocative. You don't need to have everything on show. And I'm fully aware right now that I'm sounding like an old granddad telling you to go upstairs and change because the skirt you're wearing is too short. I get that, right? But what you wear when you go out or when you go on a first date isn't about whether a guy finds you attractive or not, but it's about signaling to the men around you what you're looking for and the kind of woman that you want to be to that lucky guy that you choose. Whether you want to be the kind of woman where all he sees when he looks at her is just sex, or whether he wants to see you as a sexual being but has a lot more to offer. So you don't need to over-present yourself in this way, and it's a mistake that I see so many women make around the kind of guys that they want. And then they wonder why men don't take them seriously. What you wear sets the tone. Now you may be thinking, okay, Kier, well, it shouldn't matter what I wear. If a guy looks at me and all he sees is sex, then that's a problem with him, not a problem with me. And look, in a perfect utopia, I would completely agree with you. I do agree with you. And I'm not saying it's right or fair, but I am saying this is the reality of how men are wired. Men are naturally inclined to seek sexual opportunity and to seek signs of sexual opportunity. It's not a coincidence that girls who work the corner have all their cleavage out and are wearing the tightest, shortest skirts known to man. It's exactly the same thing as a guy who just posts his lavish lifestyle online. If all the things that he's posting are him going on private jets, spending hundreds of thousands at the casino, him on supercars and taking them for a ride and everything like that, and then he gets confused why the women who take an interest in him through that way are only interested because of the money that he has. He could easily sit there and go, well, that's a problem with the women then, clearly, that they're attracted to me for this reason. And he wouldn't be wrong in saying that. But it's not about trying to change the people you don't want, it's about knowing how to attract the people you do want. Which brings us on to the second element, vetting. Now there's so much and at different stages to see whether a guy is someone who actually wants a level of commitment. But to make it easier and simpler, there are two main things you should have in mind moving forward. One, a man wanting you sexually is not the same as a man wanting you romantically. And two, the real investment from a man is shown in the hours he spends with you outside of sex. A really common mistake that women make is they think, to put bluntly, just because a guy will have sex with them, then a guy is open to committing to them, and that is nowhere near the case. The truth is that when a guy is just looking for sex, his standards are much lower than when he's actually looking for a commitment. And that a man's real investment in a girl is the emotional attention that he provides. When a woman is just looking for sex, her standards of appearance are actually much higher. This is one of the clear differences between men and women and how we move when we date. Like, let me give you this scenario. Who do you think a guy is investing in more? The girl that he spends a whole weekend with, right? They maybe go on walks, they read books together, they play board games together, and they don't actually have sex, but they do maybe have a cuddle and have a level of spending time together when they're just doing things. Or the girl that he goes around her house at 10 p.m. on Friday night, they have sex, and then he leaves first thing in the morning. Who do you think a guy is investing in more? Obviously the first girl, right? Because a guy's investment is shown through his emotional attention outside of sex. Whereas let's flip it and ask for the woman's side. Who do you think that the woman is investing in more? The guy that she spends some time with, right? Maybe he helps her move some stuff, maybe he helps her with some of her work or something, but nothing sexual or intimate actually happens. Or the guy that she goes out with on Friday night, they spend a lovely night together, maybe they have breakfast in the morning and then she leaves. Which one is she more interested in romantically? Obviously the guy that she's actually sharing a sexual experience with. Understanding the difference between men and women in this area of investment is going to be really important when you're vetting men. If you keep these two elements in mind that we have just gone through in terms of how to attract the kind of man you want and then how to vet a guy you want, then it's going to be really easy to have men to choose from that want commitment and for you to be able to tell whether a guy is actually looking at you for serious commitment. If you're looking for a guy who sparks up your love life, make sure you subscribe to this wonderful tribe. And as always, keep it slick. Pow.